This is the Monq Aromatherapy diffuser, or in this particular case it's the Sleepy Monq, so it's supposed to help you sleep and relax. And I, like you, may have been looking around YouTube for videos, but you found a lot of them are just sort of paraphrasing each other. They're pretty much the same. Or it's someone trying out ASMR, which in my mind isn't really a review, it's just kind of flirting with the mic. If you're not familiar with that, it's basically when someone gets up real close to the mic and just whispers into it about what they plan to do throughout the video. And apparently you're supposed to like that. I find it really creepy. So I'm not going to be doing that. In fact, we're going to do a legit review of this and see what it's actually like. I unboxed it earlier, and now let's give it a go. So, I think you're just supposed to hold up to your mouth, breathe in, into your mouth just really lightly, then out through the nose. So. Okay. That's alright. It's neither here nor there, really. I'm a little bit of a skeptic when it comes to aromatherapy. Perhaps it's because, for me, it slightly goes down the route of pseudoscience. Don't kill me for that. It's just because, you know, I've heard a lot of people talk about it. A lot of my friends are really into science, and they don't really see things more from a spiritual point of view, perhaps, or a relaxing sort of, I don't know, psychological point of view. So, you know what, if this works for you on a placebo level, something that is more psychological, that's awesome, because I really wish I could be like you and, you know, sort of feel that relaxing psychological effect. However, I'm more curious about the science behind this, whether this actually works for someone who is a skeptic like myself. I am going to try keeping an open mind, I will say that though. So I'm going to try relaxing and seeing if the Monq, Sleepy Monq, will work for me. So I've just been down to the post office to pick up a Monq vaporiser. It's worth noting there was some import charges. In fact, it's pretty expensive. I was quite surprised by this because the vaporiser itself is about £16, and then you got shipping, which is about £12, and then the charges, they were £11.25. So all in all, it was pretty much 40 quid for this. So I really hope it works. Anyway, let's see. The suspense. Wow, okay, fair enough. Here it is, the vaporiser, I think. Yep, that's actually inside there. Ooh. That's it's actually pretty cool looking. Cool is a very loose word. It's pretty nice looking. It's got a little gem thing at the end. Right, let's try this out. That's interesting. Kind of reminds me of the hairdressers actually. That sort of smell of the I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like the oils, the barbicide stuff they have, which probably isn't very good actually. But it reminds me of that sort of smell. Perhaps it's because a lot of hairdressers do the aromatherapy stuff on the side. Maybe. Well. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, well I'm going to try that out later because it's supposed to be sleepy, so we'll see how it goes. We've got Monq Feel Nature. Wow, so remove from the packaging. One step out of you there. Press your lips to the diffuser at the end with the tiny circular opening. Gently breathe into your mouth. Pause and exhale through your nose. Okay, I didn't do that part. Let's try that. Alright. Still smells like the hairdressers, but I guess it could be relaxing. Alright, so this should last 3 to 4 weeks if you use it 2 to 3 times a day with 2 to 3 gentle breaths. So, I don't know, my math skills suck, but that's, I think that's like 250 odd times you can use it, which is alright. I mean, if you're spending £16 on it, that's not so bad. You know, £16 every 3 to 4 weeks if it works is good. £40, well, it has to be pretty effective for me to spend £40 a month. But yeah, what else we got? Okay, no. Okay, that looks like someone I used to know. I'm gonna send that to him on Facebook and see if he actually replies. All right, Shirkin Yo. All right, well I'll just say forest breathing. I can do that bit. Forest breathing. Apparently that's what it's based upon. Okay. She seems pretty happy. Fair enough. Well, that was a good read. So, let's review this. So apparently you can use this sort of 1 to 3 times a day for around about sort of 3 to 5 puffs. I guess the idea is that you relax throughout the day, but perhaps just before you go to sleep, you use this and that should lead to a good night. So, I'm going to try this now, and then hopefully in the morning, I'll see how it goes. Yeah, no matter how hard I try, this is always going to go into the lungs, even though you're supposed to breathe into your mouth and then out from the nose. But either way, it's not too harsh, it's not terrible, but yeah, it's probably rubbish technique. Anyway, I'll catch you in the morning. Well, it's now the morning, and I've got to say, this didn't really help too much. I had a pretty awful night's sleep. But, like I say, I'm an insomniac. This is to be expected. So, I'm going to try this for another 7 days and then see how it goes. I've really found it hard to sleep the last couple of nights, so I'm really hoping this is going to work its magic. Alright. Yeah, still can't get this whole breathing from the mouth out from the nose thing. Don't think that's actually physically possible, because you kind of have to use your lungs to do that. But anyway, let's give it a go again. So I'm at work, I'm in a bit of a moral dilemma. Can I use an aromatherapy pen in the office, or do I have to go to the smoking area? So I thought I'd play it safe. I'm in the smoking area. Earlier, somehow the cat managed to get stuck in the attic, which meant I had to get it down. So this meant I had to take out the ladder, and there was a load of wood stacked behind it that I didn't know about, so this all came crashing down on my face, which means I've got a nice little bump that's going to be showing itself over the next couple of days. Great. This wasn't a very relaxing experience, so I'm really hoping, Sleepy Monq, you're going to work your magic here. Yeah. It's the last night using this, so good luck, Sleepy Monq. I have faith in you. Right, let's see if it finally works. Well, it's been about a week of using the Sleepy Monq, and I've written down a few points I'd like to go through. Let's start with the good. Okay, so Sleepy Monq, it's well designed. I do think it looks good. It works. I mean, it does work. But, no, one more good point. I suppose it's a unique concept. But anyway, let's get on to the bad points, because I'm afraid to say the list is a bit more extensive. So, I'm afraid to say this didn't work for me at all. Not even the slightest bit of relaxation, didn't have any sort of soporific effect, so I wasn't sleepy at all. I guess this is to be expected. I mean, I've had insomnia for years now, so if this did work, I would be surprised. But just the slightest feeling of sort of relaxation, that was to be expected. Anyway, let's go for this list. So, firstly, the price. So, these are $20, but as mentioned earlier, after shipping, import duty and tax, they're more around about £40 shipped to the UK, so that actually makes this a pretty pricey item. What's most surprising though, is that you can actually buy disposable vaporisers here in the UK for around about £5 in the shops, and they're pretty much the same sort of thing, so they're clearly making quite a big markup here. Now, if they were to reduce the price of the actual item itself, then I think items under £15 evade import duty, so they can make the whole thing a lot cheaper. Speaking of expense and a vaporiser doesn't really work for me, there are other options out there, including buying pure essential oil that you can get from the high street, but one of the cheapest places to buy it is off of eBay, because a 100ml bottle will cost you around about £5 and it will last you months. What you can do is pop a couple of drops into the bath or on the back of your pillow before you go to sleep at night. I definitely recommend lavender, it's very, very relaxing for that. But probably my favourite option is actually one of these. Now, it doesn't look like much. This is called an ultrasonic atomizer. The idea is you can pop this into a disposable bottle with a couple of drops of something like lavender oil, and it will last you pretty much all day. I'll pop a quick video on this so you can see it in use. If you do go for the atomizer, then I'd recommend getting a USB extender, because the actual cord itself is pretty short and I wouldn't really want to have a bottle of water around my PC just in case it spills. But nonetheless, at £4 or £5, they're a pretty good investment, I think. The second point is that I don't really like the idea of a disposable vaporizer. Now, this is a little bit more of a personal thing, but I'm a bit surprised that a company like Monq, who pride themselves on having a healthy product, wouldn't have the same sort of eco-credentials. Now, perhaps that's just an assumption, but when you think about it, an item like this, it's got a metal casing, plastic innards, and then we've got electronics and the actual lithium battery itself, so it's quite hard to recycle this item without sending it to a special facility. So it's likely something like this will just go into landfill, and that's a little bit of a shame. So it seems perhaps that it could be a little bit of greed or just naivety from Monq's point of view that they've created something like this. And I'm a bit surprised, especially when they could sell things like Monq special aromatherapy oils or a reusable pen, but perhaps it's something for the future. There are items out there that can use essential oils and they are completely reusable, but they're quite expensive. Nonetheless, I'll post some links in the description just in case you want to have a little look. Thirdly, and please do remember that this review is just my personal take on this, but I don't like using it. Now, 1 or 2 tokes, that's fine, but if I'm using this 1 to 3 times a day at 5 puffs a go, well, it starts to make my throat a little bit sore, and that was even after using it properly later on in the week. Now, if you're a smoker, you might not have this problem, but I did, and I can tell you a sore throat is far from relaxing. The other thing I always think about as well, and this might be me just worrying a little bit, but I noticed when this was on my desk, I was picking it up every now and again just to have a little toke, and it got me thinking that would this lead on to something else? Because I know some people have gone from vaporisers to cigarettes, and I can totally see why now, because when you get a little bit of a reward, a bit of a hit every now and again, well, you just want to sort of carry it on because you think it's sort of safe, it's just a vaporiser. Yeah, I guess it's a little bit like, having a packet of sweets. You have 1 or 2 and that's fine, but before you know it, you finish the packet and you want to go for another. Anyway, it was just a little bit of a thought, so I thought I'd chuck it out there. So I was looking for the editing for the video earlier, and I've got to say I feel a little bit bad for claiming that aromatherapy goes on the path of pseudoscience, because there might be a little bit more to it than that. There's various conflicting claims out there, and I myself have used aromatherapy oils or essential oils, and I can tell you that they can be quite relaxing. The problem is that things like this exist, and they claim that they have some sort of sleepy effect when they do absolutely nothing at all. Now, if I go down to the doctors and I get prescription pills, I can guarantee they'll do something. It might not be the desired effect, but they'll definitely do something. Whereas this did nothing at all, apart from take £40 out of my pocket. Now, I looked into aromatherapy, did a little bit of research, and it does seem quite interesting. See, the aromatherapy oils, I guess they have some sort of scent that affects the olfactory system in our nose, and this connects to the limbic system in our brain, and this is vital for regulation of memories, and mood, motivation, many more things. Now, with that in mind, I guess you can affect your mood via sort of smells. But the thing is, that's aromatherapy, and this is Monq. I don't know if I'd recommend this so much. I'll be reviewing another vaporizer in about a week or 2's time that's supposed to help for sleep, so do subscribe so you can see that one. In the meantime, I guess I've got 2 or 3 weeks left of this, so I might as well use it. Yeah, still not making me feel sleepy. Anyway, I'll catch you later.